All right, what's up, people? First off, before we get started today, I want to give a shout out to Jonathan for setting this up, man. He put us in a position, and we're here to act on it. Real quick, my name is Troy Cross. I'm originally from Detroit. In high school, I was a star basketball player, and the route to success was told to go to college. So of course, I went to college, played football, had the opportunity to play football and basketball in college. Now I reside in Dallas, Texas. I've been here for 4 years. I love it out here, man. The energy, the atmosphere, the people, it's amazing. So I've been here for 4 years. I currently teach fitness, and I coach football and basketball. And I also run with these guys, one of the most elite car rental companies out here. So we'll give you the opportunity to learn. We'll give you the chance to feed off our energy, and we're going to teach y'all how to do this. I'll pass it on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get right to it. My name is Curtis Murphy, originally from Detroit as well. I know my boy Troy for a few years. We used to play against each other in high school. After high school, I went to go play college basketball at Siena Heights University. After college, I went to go work in corporate America back in Michigan. I met my wife. Well, I've been to my wife. Me and my wife decided to move down to Texas, and that's when I really kind of put my foot on the ground and found out what I wanted to do and found my purpose. I started my basketball training called Mercer League Training about 6 years ago, and then since then I've just been trying to get more knowledge and education, and about 2 years ago me and my brothers started a car rental agency down here in Dallas.
All right, everybody, my name is Dom, and I've been down here in Texas for about 7 years. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I did the same thing. I went the college route fresh out of high school, did 2 years in construction and civil engineering. After 2 years in college, I was like, man, I didn't want to be in debt, so I joined the Marine Corps, and just tried a lot of different things to try to get my path to success. And I drove trucks, I did all that. I didn't feel like I was living through my true purpose, and through my passion of cars, going to car meets and different things like that. I hooked up with my brothers Troy and Murph and Curtis, and we just started a movement. We just started doing something that we love, and that was cars, giving that opportunity to other people to drive cars or, provide them with a service that they may need in a time where they don't have a car. So we're about to get into it, and we're going to let y'all know what we all about.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So, what the people are going to want to know is the information that you're giving and bringing.
Yep.
So we want to get some of that, right? Can you give us some core principles? We want some core principles. Give the audience some core principles about what you guys are talking about and how they can get into it, and you guys can run it from there.
All right, I guess I'll start there. Some core principles. First off, it's very important that, you take this information seriously. This is not something that you can take and, get rich quick. It's going to take time, consistency, and effort, So those three things right there alone, if you don't have that, it's going to be tough, But you got to have the effort, the consistency, and the trying. Like, that's that bare minimum. So I'll start there and let them guys piggyback off of that.
And I'll just touch back on it. The name of our business is Family Talks Auto. So we want to have that family atmosphere and bring each other together. So you got to have some type of self-accountability, and you got to have some personal drive and integrity when you're dealing with us, just because all in all, it's a community thing. And like Troy was saying, we're trying to deliver the information we is given, because you don't know, it can change somebody's lives, because I know it definitely changed our lives.
Agreed.
And another caveat to that is we operate off of discipline and motivation, because you have to create motivation. Motivation doesn't come from, it doesn't just create itself out the blue. So we have to discipline ourselves to do the things that we know we have to, because it's going to pay off greater for us. And that's what, through our work ethic and through what we're putting out to the people, we're going to have extreme discipline, and we're going to show other people how to have that discipline where they can create that motivation, and it's like a snowball effect. You just roll right on into it, and then next thing you know, you just manifest the things that you never thought you could do. So that's kind of like our core principles of, hard work, just discipline, like you said, just having that drive and initiative. It sounds cliche, but I mean, if it was really just that easy, everybody would be doing it.
Facts.
So we putting a plan together, and we actually showing it to come from inner cities. We didn't come from the best resources. So, but that doesn't define you. You can do whatever it is that you want, and we're here to bring that to the people that we call our family. And that's what we want to build this community. Family Talks Autos. Y'all see across our shirts. This is what we all about. We about the family.
This is a movement. This is not something that's gonna be here and going tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So we really trying to give back the information that the people we got the information from. We want to give it back to y'all. We got mentors who are very willing of the information, but what's the point of the information if you don't act on it?
Right.
That's the $1 million answer. What are you gonna do with the information? So.
Yeah, and then real quick, let me just ask something. He said we want to start a movement, and that's key because in any movement, you need a strong leader at the top. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to lead by example, and it's not like he was saying. It's information that our mentors had gave to us, so they came from where we're trying to go. And same thing when we try to pass it down to our people as well. We try to get the information to bring it right back, and maybe you can hear it different than somebody else, and you can apply it to your life, like right now situations.
Right. Everybody not necessarily, not trying to start a rental car agency,
Exactly.
but if I can show you a way that can cut down your overhead and eliminate a liability that's what we're here for. That's extra money that can go other places to help, your personal development.
Yep.
I believe a lot of us out here need that. It's the engineer back here talking, guys. I'm getting the honor of actually being here with them. So you guys are going to repeat some of these questions I'll ask. What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned since you guys been in this business, coming together doing this? So one of the biggest lessons each of you guys have learned. Going on the road, I've watched you guys post up on the story like, man, I'm going to this next city right now. I'm going to pick up this car. I remember watching when y'all was going to go pick up a car. Y'all was following each other.
Yeah.
Back. So talk about a little bit of that, and then we can get into the process of how we get into it.
So basically, I know all of us has experienced this. So, but they're going to touch on their own personalized experience. But for me, as I can see, one thing that we really had to do was accountability. Because what accountability does, it holds you to a standard that you set for yourself. And a lot of people set these standards for themselves and don't stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
So in turn, when you don't stick to your standard, the product the manifestation doesn't happen. And so, it's just like having different systems, just following through. It's like when you open a business, I mean, every successful business usually has a universal principles that they run by. It's just,
Facts.
What's your product? What's this? What's that? Like, just basically your SOPs, how you're going to operate as a business. And then, we didn't come from business families.
Absolutely.
We figured this out on, we had zero knowledge. You see, we went to college, right? We tried these different things, and it's like we see there's a different way. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have all these accolades. All you have to have is those skills to where you can be able to persevere through things. And the biggest one is just holding yourself accountable and actually doing what it takes to get to where you want to be.
Facts.
And I'll piggyback. So a lesson that I learned from working with these guys, I would say teamwork. We all come from, a sports background where you got a bunch of guys and a bunch of people trying to go and in at one goal, right? So when you take that and flip it to business, it's the exact same thing.
Right.
You have different departments, you have different CEOs, you have different CFOs, but the overall goal is to keep the business afloat, to keep the business running. So that's kind of what I take out of it. We got a good chemistry here. We feed off of each other. If I'm having a bad day, these guys know how to pick me up, and vice versa. So I feel like that teamwork aspect is very important when you're building something, because we can all cover so much more space together than by ourselves.
What's the first steps to even explain what it is first? Let's explain what this is first, and then we can get into the steps in the process. And as y'all watching this, we're gonna take this class, okay? To get your notepads ready, you want your life to change, take notes like me. All right, so let's get into it, man. What is it, and what's the first step? And can anyone do this?
Yes, I feel like I can just speak on this. Anybody can get started with their personal car. Speaking on the rental car game, I know that's how I first got introduced to the Toro game, by putting my personal car on the platform. So to answer that question, I feel like anybody can get started with this. it's basically just your work ethic that goes behind it because, like I was just speaking on, if you do want to, take this thing big and get your own personal rental car business, you can start a personal car or you can start using the bank's money, leveraging your social network and using someone else on a joint venture deal. So there's many different ways to get started. It's just depending on how far you're trying to take it, I would say.
And I'm going to take it a little step further than that. Your mindset.
That's key.
That's going to be very important when you're doing this, because you got to realize that there's going to be hurdles. There's going to be times where it don't make sense, and you got to figure it out. If you don't have the mindset that's set up for it, you're going to crumble. So the mindset is a very, very important part to start with. Once you get that, now I can get the information. Now I can get the information to act on it. So from there, you have two ways that you can do it. As Murph was saying, you can put your own car on there, or you can go the business route where you want to open up a business and start forming that business to accumulate cars. And there's also a third way, like you said, joint ventures, partnerships. You find somebody with a problem, and you solve that problem for them. If you know someone who's struggling with their car note, who has a car that's just sitting there that's not doing anything, those are different avenues and different routes that you can go to obtain these vehicles. And then at the end of the day, once you put it out there, now you're known for cars.
We have you,
Absolutely.
That's what's up. So what's the first step? What's the first step for someone that doesn't know anything about it, but they're willing to take that leap?
The first step, man, is finding somebody that's going to where you want, that's coming from where you want to go.
Us.
And exactly. That's us. So, and because I know we trying to, there's some people that may be listening, like your followers and stuff. Everybody probably don't want to start a tour or different things. So I'm gonna try to throw something out there for the people that's like, this might not be their lane, but they want to try something else. But it's just anything that you want to do, you just got to find somebody that done it already and that has actual results and things to show. And that's what we've been building over this last year and a half, going on 2 years. It's like you don't know what you have until you have it. And like we were just doing it, like hey, we gotta pick up, we gotta drop off. We was just doing it as a hobby almost. Like we said we wanted to do it as a business, but like I said, that accountability. Right. It took us. You want to have those conversations. Like somebody's gonna progress, and then it's like, hey, bro, you gotta come on. I'm stepping up, and that's how. Like when I tell you, like
that's
having
real.
teams, everything, and working with other people is great. Yeah. Like these guys can tell you themselves that like we've all have grown exponentially, and it's
absolutely
it's off of each other, and it's like
together.
I won't even. These guys has pushed me a lot, and it's like when we push each other and build each other up. Now I'm out here hustling even harder. He like, oh, you hustling harder? Man, I'm about to hustle harder, and like it's almost it's a friendly competition, but it's all to meet the same end goal. And I say like when you see that, it's gonna always come through genuine. So like when we out here and we have people that like it's so many people we want to create things. We have people in our inboxes saying like, man, how do you do this? How you do that? I mean, your time is very important. So it's like, how do you help so many people that want the same type of lifestyle or movement? And it's just by through like, hey, we have to create something that we can physically give to the people to like, hey, this is how you do it from A to Z. And that's just by gaining the knowledge through experience. You're going to bump your head and then you put it all into a package and say, here, this is what I've done and this is how you need to do it. And it's all authentic because you've actually done it. You're not sitting here going through like, you didn't pay for a packet from some guy that just put it together from pieces he found off the internet. Yeah. And
it's authentic. It's authentic.
Yeah, it's a lot of people out here selling information from other people that they haven't even vetted themselves. They just out there just putting it out there. And so, man, we just, I just say authentic, man. I wish there was some people like us out here when we first started, but it makes it even that much more better because it's like, man, we had this little seed and now it's like it's sprouting and I'm like it's almost surreal and it opens up that eye where you're like, man, the sky is the limit. And that's what to see how our perception has changed. Not saying that we had, we weren't like dirt poor or like had like any bad outlooks on anything, but it's just like you don't know what you don't know until you figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
So you do it.
Us to reach out to those different people that was doing things that we want to do. We see, oh man, this guy got 20 cars, man. Let's see what he doing. We might have an hour conversation with him. We might just use one thing that he said.
Right.
Because that's something that's going to incorporate into our business to where, and it's the same way around. Like, hey, what can we offer you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, just out here just to genuinely help people and be out here to just try to drive a bigger mission. And that's like, just like I say, family talks auto.
So to answer your question, basically doing it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it. Like you can't second guess it because there's going to be L's. You're going to take L's. That's lessons. We call them lessons.
Right.
Now you can use that to teach other people, to show, that, yeah, it might have didn't work out in my favor, but I'm going to keep moving forward. And I'm going to keep what you say? Keep chopping at the tree.
Facts.
Keep chopping at the tree.
I feel this energy, like this like an abrasion, like we've overcome since we stepped into this lane. I'm getting that energy from you guys, and y'all must move like a syndicate, man.
Yeah, but we way more confident because it's through experience, like Don was saying, and having that accountability partner. That's key.
Right.
Partnership, you have that person holding you accountable. That way you kind of have to show up every day.
Like, what you do today, like kind of like a checking up on you. Some we used to call military, like a sit rep. Like
Literally.
What you do today? Like,
Yeah. We got a new movement coming. We ain't gonna say too much about it, but we've been getting this information, and I've been on these guys like, hey man, what's up?
Yeah, for
y'all tuned in? Because we got to attain this information, but it's all genuine because we all trying to go to the same place. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, yeah, absolutely.
I believe a lot of us need it because we be stuck in our lane. I learned that from Doug. He always teach me things too. That when you're driving forward and it sounds like you have purpose behind what you're doing, it's not just like a thing. It's not just like a trend. You know what I mean? You got a purpose, and you guys are gonna be guiding thousands of people. Me included, to follow this path or really take the steps to be in this path. What would be your encouraging words? Other than we know we got to keep going. I used to think having a mentor was bad. Like, man, I need to learn this on my own. Some of us are stubborn like that. So what would be your advice to them? What would be your advice to that stubborn one that really got the opportunity to change themselves, to level up in a different way? What would be advice to those, especially veterans? We may not budge, but have a great opportunity to do it.
So yeah, basically, mentorship has been very key in our success. When we first started this, like Dom said, 1.5 years, 2 years ago, we didn't know what we was getting ourselves into, So what we did was we reached out to our mentor, Pushman Mitch, and we ended up buying, his course and learning from it. Now, remember back in the beginning of the video, I said there's a problem when you get information and you don't act on it, right? So we got the information, we paid for the information, which is fine because it changed our life. It literally started with our mindset first. We believe that we can achieve it. We believe that we can get it. So now it's like, what are the steps to make this happen? We buy the mentorship. We understand the business. We understand how to form a business. We understand the importance of forming a business. And that mentorship changed our life, literally.
Yeah, and can I speak on that too? A lot of people, I feel like mentorships are like paying for information, got like a bad stigma on it. And I don't understand why. Because 2 reasons why. If you pay anybody for any mentorship, whatever you pay them, you should be able to get that money back in return in your investment off the information they teach you. And number 2, you're paying for their mistakes. So you're paying for the experience they already went through. So they can tell you, not necessarily cut corners, but you can kind of avoid certain issues or certain problems that may occur from you being a new business owner or your first time in that lane. But that's what you're kind of paying for. You pay them to have that one-on-one conversation with that person. They can walk you through different situations. If you do have let's say, an accident, and if you get in a rental car game, you pay for a mentor. Let's say you have an accident. You may not know what to do. You may only have accidents as a personal driver.
Right.
that's way different handling as a business than like a personal liability policy. So that mentor can walk you through those steps and solve a lot of problems that you would go through if you're just trying to figure it out. So I just want to kind of speak on that too, because sometimes people say mentorships is bad, or I'm not about to pay you for some information, or who do you think you are? Like he said, man, we have to pay for this information, but Lord's know we done made that money over times 10.
And not only that, it has saved us so much money.
Tell me
Because
about
problems have happened. Problems have came up.
And we can go right
And
back.
if we didn't know how to assess the problem, who knows? The cookie would have crumbled. But to have the confidence, you know what I'm saying, to be able to step in that room and be like, okay, I know exactly what to do. And it works out in your favor.
It's almost like a formula. That's what I just wrote on my paper. It's like a formula. You know, gives you how they can get
Blueprint.
you guys, how they can get you this information, how they can get you guys to teach them this information.
So we'll be having an academy coming out pretty soon here. It's being built right now.
I mean, if they want a private sit down.
But you can reach us at Rent for Leisure on Instagram. We have a Family Talks community on Facebook. We more than welcoming you to join that community. We give free game out, free information, financial information, not just about the rental car space, but just in general, business credit, all the things that we weren't necessarily taught at a young age. So we want to give back. That's why the name Family Talks exists. Our goal is to provide knowledge to our customers, right now knowledge and knowledge that they can use later, So that's kind of, go ahead.
I just want to piggyback off the mentorship thing. Mentorship it's an investment, and it's one of them investments that's overlooked. Is like, I mean, when you say investment, people probably thinking like crypto, stocks, and different things like that. But the most important thing that you can invest in is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And secondarily, your business. And it's like what that investment looks like is paying somebody that actually know what they're talking about and done the things. And we know that everybody out here that's got mentorship ain't legit. So I mean, for us, it's like it's kind of like part of the game. Like you're gonna pay for something, you might even if it was good stuff, you probably knew everything in there, but it's probably one thing that you learned. So it's just like once you separate the mentality from the money as like, oh, what I can do with this, what I can do with that. But in that whole transition of you paying for a mentorship that you made it feel like wasn't valuable, you're gonna learn how to look for value.
And just to piggyback off of that, proximity. Yep. Proximity is so important. When Drake said no new friends, that was the worst thing that you could say to the community. But proximity opens up doors. You can be in a room and somebody walks in. You might not know that guy's story. That guy could probably be able to have something that'll help your business to take it global.
Yeah.
But if you're not in those rooms, brushing those elbows in those mentorships, you're limiting your options. So proximity is very, very key. Getting in the room.
I know y'all, you go Google how to spell it. Go on. Get it right. Yeah, that's what's up. So this is a step one. Give us a step. Or we already know you can use your own car to do this. We know that starting a business may be a little different about how to get a car. So for the people that are doubters, everybody's got aspirations. Everybody want to go places, travel the world, and things like that. And it's great watching you guys do this, man. I would love to get there, but it takes those steps. So what's step one? I see you got your notes, you got your information.
Absolutely.
You got to give it all.
Yeah.
They can get it later, but just give them enough to get them off the couch.
So yeah, I can give them step one right now. The first action step that you can take to get started in the game, I gave you already the personal car play, but to legitimize yourself, I would say get an LLC in your state. It's going to be a different fee depending on what state you're in. I know Michigan, $50, Texas, $300. So just depending on your state, depending on that. But you want to set up all your business structure on the back end before you ever make a dollar. Make sure you got that right LLC, your Dun & Bradstreet number, your EIN number. Those type of things. You want to make sure all your email addresses match up. You got a business phone number.
Virtual office.
Office, a business address, those type of things. So
Those are the little things.
these are action steps that you can take right now before you ever make a dollar, but that's going to legitimize you so you don't have to go back and try to fix that stuff later.
And not only that, creating that LLC, it kind of creates a secure thing around you. So let's say you get a car, right? Everybody has to need a car. Well, I could get that car in my business name, and now not only is that debt to income not showing up, it's completely removed from my personal. So that's a bar in itself.
Hey, can you break that down for him? I don't think everybody understands exactly what you're saying.
So let's say, for instance, I go to the car dealership and I want to get a new car. I get it in my personal name. You know, that's $50,000. That's a $50,000 debt that's on my credit, right? Let's flip the script. I go into that same dealership. I have an LLC with the EIN number. Hey, I want to fill out the commercial application. I don't want the regular application. So now I fill out the commercial. That $50,000 is in my business LLC name. Not only is it the debt to income is clearing up, but I'm building business credit. Now that loan is showing up on my business.
But would that affect my other cars that's in my personal?
Absolutely not.
That's the biggest bar.
That bill, bro. We got that bill right there.
That's the biggest bar.
And you can do this with houses. You can do this with boats. You can do this with real estate.
And you can put these things in your business name, Troy?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So let's say when you do want to go buy that $1 million house, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Not me, but if that's what you want to do. Your debt to income is looking amazing, and you got all these other assets on the side. And we know how to turn these things into making money.
And real quick, just a little spin-off off that, since we already touched on the subject. My business partner to the left of me, maybe to the right, depending on how you're looking, he is a real estate licensed agent here in Texas.
Yes, sir.
So if you are looking to get that house, we got somebody in-house ready to work with the boots on the ground as well. So that's another key fact I want to kind of
Little plug.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna just go off on this little tangent real quick. Like they said, I do real estate. I'm a realtor out here in Dallas, Texas, and man, just from what I've been learning, different ways to acquire property, the different cash flows you can do through property. It's like, what was all this information when I was growing up?
Yeah.
And it's like the ways I've seen people trying to do things with property, and it's like they choose the hardest route. It's not that they, willingly chose the hardest route. It's that the hardest route was the only thing that was in front of them. So
Offered.
It's like being a real estate agent is also kind of like, man, I'm helping people. I'm helping
like
people.
a counselor
But,
almost.
yeah, and it's like I'm able to be able to, help them. Some people don't even know what the dream house is for them. They just know hey, I want to see a sunset in the morning. So they feel like I got to go live by a golf course. But you don't got to live by a golf course. You can go get you some acres and land. So it's just really just the perception. Like you got to hear what people want, and then you say, okay, this is what you're really asking for, because like I said before, a lot of people don't really know what they want. Like it's a universal business principle. We apply that to the Family Talks Auto as well. So that's how we're going to deliver the information to people. Like, okay, you didn't know you can do this. You didn't know. So we're going to over deliver every single.
So I got some questions for you, Dom. So if somebody looking to get a house and they got good credit, could you help them from there?
Yes, of course.
What if somebody looking to get a house and they got bad credit? Could you help them with credit repair?
Yes, sir, I can.
What if somebody looking to move states? Could you help them relocate if they not in your state?
We can do anything when it comes to real estate.
What if somebody got denied by a different mortgage company? Could you still help that person?
I can't help that person. It's like we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you to keep persevering through all your no's and get you to that yes. And I mean, I know people watch Denzel talk all the time about the motivation when he was talking to the colleges and everything. It's like failure is key to success.
Absolutely.
Success does not mean you made it 100% of the times that you tried. You probably failed 1,000 times, but it took that one time. But those 1,000 failures were lessons. There were things to tell you. They were clarifications. So a lot of people, they take their L's as like negativity, and what you focus on expands. So if one of our cars just got in a wreck, if we were so stuck on like, man, they just worked our car, we not even looking at like, okay, look, we can turn this whole situation around. Because a wrecked car don't mean you out of business. It's just you got to know how, if you have all the right systems and things in place, that may be a profitable situation for you. But you're definitely not going to lose. You're going to either get a new car, or you're going to get a better car, or you're going to get something on the top of that. So it's just about knowing what to do and how to do it. And that's what we're here to do, to give people the recipe.
I'm cooking right now.
Man. So yeah, real quick, I know you wanted some action steps, so I did give you step 1, right? You can form your business. So I'm just trying to give some people something they can take from this interview and get started with something today. Whether, like Troy was saying, whether you may want to get in the rental car game and get your own company, you may just want to pay off your personal debts on your personal car, or you may just want to clear your overhead, maybe just get extra income to pay your mortgage or something.
Mm-hmm.
So after you get that LLC, I want to try to give you something you can kind of bite off of. So again, after you get all that back end stuff worked out, let's say you do start your personal car, or I give you another play right here. You start your business, form a business. There's certain banks that'll let you go get a car in your business name with a new business. So that way you can start right there at $0 down, just leveraging your personal credit.
Hold on, Murph. Before you go further in there, what's going to be the most important part of that, though? Getting that business loan.
Oh, having good personal credit. It doesn't work.
Okay.
It has to. So business credit is all, like Don was saying, business credit is cute.
Okay. I just had to make sure.
Yeah.
I just had to make sure I couldn't just walk right in and say, hey, I want that. Let me get that Hellcat right there.
That's fair. I should have clarified that. But yeah, business credit is cool and all, but all this only work if you got good personal credit. Now you can build business credit without good personal credit, but it take a longer time. But if you're trying to get in the game basically with $0 of your own money and use the bank's money, the best bet is to have good personal credit. So yeah, like Troy was saying, you got to have that good credit, and you can actually personal guarantee that business loan and start getting cars in your business name, $0 down, and get started in the game right away. So those are like actionable steps that somebody who's looking to get started, they can actually get started without having $10,000 saved up or having to go buy a $40,000 car. They
Cash.
Can they can kind of leverage the bank's money.
I got a question for you. So have you done this play before?
Yeah, absolutely.
We just had to make sure for the receipts.
Absolutely. So yeah, I actually went to go get a car in my business name, $0 down. Only thing we ended up paying at the dealership was for the insurance. And if most people know, when you do finance a car, you got about 30 to 45 days before your first payment is due. So that give you about 30 days to make income off that car before you even got to make a payment. So you can make that monthly payment the first week or two, and then the rest of it profit before you ever have to make a payment on that car. And that's still starting with $0 down.
And then at the end of the day, you get to drive these cars for free, you know. And now they're basically used for advertising. So like I said, I'm a school teacher, right? I teach, K through 8, and then I coach football and basketball. So I specifically did this on purpose. Every day I go to work, I drive a different car. I drive a different car just so I can get those eyes. Hey, man, why are you in a different car every day? What do you do? Now, this is an opportunity for me to school you on what I do and creating leads. And not only creating leads, getting the mind thinking like, dang, if he can do this, why can't I do it? So that's the beauty of it all. You get the business, now you get the luxury to enjoy it. But at the same time, it takes work.
This is a longevity thing, not just overnight. I just want to, stuff for a few people.
It's a passion. It really is a passion because once you start one business, it's reciprocated energy. It's reciprocated energy. I automate this business, get this business funding, or get this business running where I can step back. Now it's entity running. Now I can focus on either taking this business up, growing it, scaling it, and starting another business on the side.
And I want to caveat off that. So like I said before, what you focus on expands. That's like he said, it's going to take a little bit of work, but through that work is what you're focusing on. And for the people out there that want to move and jump into the car rental space and do that, like just think about the amount of effort you're giving your job, and your time to the job and different things like that. So if you're willing to give somebody 40, we know like today people are working more than 40 hours a week. So if you want to give 50 to to 60 hours to a company, but you won't give yourself or your own business at least 8 hours out a week. You know, if you really just feel like you have that hectic of a life, because sometimes if we step back and really see where we're spending our time, we see like a lot of people waste time. A lot of people, you know, it's just like I said, that motivation ain't there. But like you got to create it. So it's like a lot of people lack discipline, but you know, it's just about where you focusing your time and energy. If you feel like you're in a rut, focus your time and energy towards something you feel like is going to better yourself. And even if that's not even, you know, pertaining to a business. It's like your mental health, your physical fitness, anything that you feel like you want to work on and get better at. And if that happens to be like your financial situation and your way of life, focus that energy. Now, I'm not going to say away from your job because, you know, we
need it.
We preach, hey, make sure you got a backup plan. You know, actually work on it before you do leave your job. But whatever you're doing outside of your job, you're going to have to start. Something has to go.
That energy. You're going to have to align that energy. One thing we did about a year and a half ago, when we first started our business, you know, of course, you know, this information came down for our mentor. But what you're putting into your mind affects how you move outwards, right? So what we did was on our Instagrams, we went through and revamped the whole Instagram. Unfollowing, following, all the unnecessary stuff, taking it out. Now, when I go on Instagram, I'm looking at all motivational information that I can use right now and constantly pouring that positive mindset, positive information in there. And then now when I speak or when you're around me, it's going to come out. I be itching to tell people stuff like, bro, you don't understand what I just found out. Like, it's unreal, bro.
And the many lives that you guys are going to change, I mean, you probably already touched people already just with a couple of sit-downs, a couple of talks. You know, you're encouraging me and many others that will be watching this. I'll be sharing this when I get back to because I believe a lot of people need this. It's kind of like we need that wake-up call.
Yeah.
I run a lot. I still do. I love what I do. As I meet more people and I meet more people that are taking these journeys, it makes you proud to be who you are, though.
Absolutely.
You know, it's good to see other people. I love going to business mixers, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather go to business mixers than the club.
Absolutely. Because hey, that's networking, man. That's networking.
It's a different set of opportunities.
One, you making money. One, you spending money. It's
Right.
Yeah, no, for real. No, you guys should throw a family talks mixture, bro.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's coming.
Definitely coming.
Try to get entrepreneurs, even people that's not entrepreneurs. Try to get the community involved. People that want to just get extra income, because you don't have to be a full blown entrepreneur to want to get extra income or have a side hustle or something like that. You can still have a 9 to 5 and still rent out cars on the side or rent out Airbnbs on the side or personal train. It's many things you can do, but we just mainly trying to have financial freedom. I think that's
Give you options. Give you options to open up your brain to see, like, what do I really want to do? If you're okay with working 30 years, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, go retire. That's fine. But if you have an alternate route that you want to achieve, you're going to need alternate information. You're going to need information that can help you, rather than the information that's bringing you down. Or if every day I wake up and I'm mad and I'm talking about, you know, this has happened, this person did that, all that energy is going to pour out. And you're going to see it on my face, on my clothes, the way I articulate, the way I talk. And that's just not something that, exactly. So your mind, I'm very, 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 I harp on the mind, because the mind is so powerful. And if you think you can do it, you can do it. You just got to find a route to make it happen. Whatever you want to do.
That's how powerful our minds actually are. You know, with anything that you're venturing, especially if you can visualize it and like really visualize it. You may not have a plan on how it's gonna come, but it's gonna show up as a those steps, and you're gonna have to react, obviously. But yeah, and I'm gonna go over some of these things that you know, some of the talk about SOP, that knowing about business. That was a big one. That was a really, really big one. You know, with what you've done. That's a powerful website.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, so yeah, I've been applying some things.
That's what we're here for, man. That's what.
I'm over here jotting.
So
Literally.
yeah,
But
so
that's how it's supposed.
no, you go rock out.
But that's how it's supposed to work.
It's organic.
Like, there's no shortage of who we can touch and who, like, if, like, you see, we came to you, you know, and it's like, hey.
We see you over here making a movement. I said, hey, we gotta go double back with John, bro. That boy over there making moves. So yeah, we gotta reach out.
Gotta
to
give you your flowers, man. Gotta give you, cause
All y'all do is bless me and come to the expo. That next shout out to Nate from the expo together. You guys would trust. Yes. Come.
Oh yeah, let us know we there.
definitely
We
there.
set up a little venue table and everything.
Oh no, we're gonna have you on the stage.
Yeah.
stay less, man.
That's what's up.
They need this information, and there's many people I've been blessed to be around these last 3 months that have opened up information like this, and I believe that we need to spread this positive virus around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movement, man. Like it's real life a movement, and that's what we're trying to create a mass movement that can bring people together, and we can have fun. You know, we can enjoy the time and not have to worry about the dime.
No.
Facts. That's a bar.
I just came up with that. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a bar. Yeah. That-
You said we got to get together so we can enjoy the time and not worry about the dime.
yeah. I like that. That's a part of the movement.
I felt that. It just came to me.
Right. Enjoy the time. Run that back.
So we got to come together to enjoy the time without worrying about the dime.
The Don. My man.
We're going to play that back and we're going to write that one down.
Yeah. So yeah, just speaking on that movement, man, we recently, not to give y'all too much, we recently just reinvested in ourselves some more because
Yes,
you can never stop learning. They say Mark Cuban still invested thousands in education every year. Dude's a millionaire.
Billionaire.
Yeah. My bad for disrespect.
Don't disrespect. Hey, Mark, don't disrespect, Mark.
My bad for
We rock with you, man. We've been watching you for a long time.
So yeah, so you always got to seek new education. So we just originally just entered a new mastermind. So we actually about to, like he said.
Shout out to
create-
Mike Barron,
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, sir.
my guy out in San Diego.
San Diego, Mike Barron. Yes, sir. So yeah, we about to start a new movement, man. And then, like he was saying, just trying to do something a little bit bigger than us. Try to create a real purpose and help the people for real. Yeah. And then anybody who want to get in on that, man, y'all better tap in early.
Yes, sir. Because it's a movement, man. Yeah. We really about to. If y'all been watching us now, we about to 10x. We about to turn up. We about to turn up. Real talk, man. Like this ain't no gimmick. This ain't no. It's real deal. 10x.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
You already know.
And all these people we talking about, man, we listen to these people.
Yeah.
You know, we
You're applying.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Like them little nuggets they drop. Like, I mean, these people they have people that's making millions with them, and it's like there's still people that's like, you know, out there just watching. And people that feel like they ain't got the money, it's like they just watching. It's like, man, that look good, but there's people out there at the bottom like, oh man, I can use that. I can use that. I might not have all the pieces, but like them actionable steps, man.
Yeah.
Just them like I know we gave you like step 1, you know, creating the LLC, but the real actionable step is start where you are.
Yeah.
Start where you are.
Start.
Don't worry about what you don't have or what you know what I'm saying, because that's gonna put you.
I got a question for you. So you saying getting it done is better than getting it perfect?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What they say about the perfection artist?
As an artist,
Waste too much time.
The work ain't never done.
Getting it done is way more important than getting it perfect. So
That's a fact. That's a bar right there.
That is a big fear in our community.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this risk, but I want it done right.
Yeah. Scared of
they
failure.
They'll never do it.
Yeah.
They're so busy trying to get it perfect, but they'll never get it done. But if you just
See, I
take
got
that
one more
first
thing I got to
step-
do first.
Let me give y'all a real life example. So when I was in college, I went to J.C. Penney's to buy a piece of jewelry, and they gave me a credit card, and I did it just to get the $25 off. I was a broke college student, so I was just like, let me get that $25 off. I closed the card right after that because the thing that I was taught was credit cards are bad, and granted, they're not bad, but the information and the stigma behind it sometimes is blurred depending on where you came from. And where I came from was credit cards is gonna do you bad.
Only used in emergencies. Emergencies.
That's when you start
Credit.
take care of everybody.
Credit has been one of the credit has helped us in ways you don't even know.
Man, for real.
It should be taught. It should be an actual core curriculum.
Yes.
Credit is
Yes.
a silent business partner. I like to say that's a silent businance partner because you can use credit to your advantage so much.
And don't hold on. Don't jump to the business credit if your personal credit is intact. Man.
Hey, so
Y'all should be paying for this right now.
yeah, man. So real quick, we want to open the floor before we wrap things up. Any questions out there? I know you said we was going live. Anybody got a question? John, you got any questions? We want to real quick answer some questions for y'all because, like I said, before we wrap this thing up, we want to make sure we at least.
All of these nuggets, all right. Failure is the key to success. I'm just gonna go over some of these nuggets.
Yeah.
All right. Failure is the key to success. What you focus on will expand.
Big facts.
Okay. Proximity. Did I say that right?
Proximity.
Proximity. Okay. So something about. Let me ask you this. All right. Here's a great little segue. This proximity. Just because. Let me ask you. Even if I may not have all of the 1, 2, 3 different things I may need to get jumping. If you have that proximity of people around you, they may have that one thing. That up front is something that'll get you to get it going. How do you find that? Well, how do you keep OQP, quality people around you, without getting deterred by making money? We start making the money, we start getting it going, and not deter from the process. How do you stay? Because we always focus on the money. We focus on the end game. This is where I want to be at.
Facts.
Well, I see what they got. I want that. But I don't want to do everything they're doing.
Right. Everything it takes.
So, just to get to the base of the question is, what is that thing? Not about the materialistic things, but what is that thing that'll get a person over that hump? Because I'm 37 and people been doing this way longer than me. Enjoying it, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna work more hours. I'm gonna do more overtime to feel that freedom. And sometimes even when you don't work all them hours, you'll blow the money away because you want to feel good about yourself.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So what is it gonna take? Just the last nugget. What will it take for these people to get in that space to get to where you at?
I'm a repeat it what my man Murph said, but he hit it right on the nose. Seeking mentorship. There's nothing like finding somebody. What's the saying, Murph? Finding somebody that's coming back from where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yeah, no, big facts.
I'm finding somebody.
Because they paying for your mistakes. I mean, you paying for their mistakes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So what I mean, so I can give you just a little life real now example. If Troy already walked around the corner, right, and he know them boys around the corner is jacking people for their shoes, right? So if I just walk past Troy and go down that block, now I got to learn from my own mistake. But if Troy can put me on game like, hey, you might not want to walk down there, them boys snatching shoes. You know what I'm saying? That's just a quick way to how somebody else is, you're paying for their mistakes. So they're kind of helping you avoid bumping that head or avoid making those mistakes just because they already have experienced that, and they can just teach you through your experience. And everybody handle things different. So even if you tell me your experience or you tell me what to do, I'm still going to put my own spin to it, still kind of do it in my own little way or some flavor. So everybody is still unique in their own way, but if I can get that knowledge and that experience and like, okay, let me watch out for this and this before I even have to attack it.
But back to what Dom said, you got to do it. Like, you can't be afraid. The worst thing that can happen is it don't work out. Like, for instance, when I moved to Dallas, right, I came to Dallas 4 years ago. I moved down here with 2 suitcases. That's it. I put 2 suitcases on a plane. My cousin, shout out to my cousin D, he was like, look, bro, I got a house and a car for you. I was like, I can figure the rest out.
Yeah.
I can figure the rest out. If it don't work, I'll just go back. And we go back to the drawing board. 4 years later, now I'm a business owner. I got a nice base foundation. I'm with some guys who we're trying to go somewhere, and we just gonna keep moving, and keeping the gas on the pedal. Man.
Hey, John.
Give them your social media where they can find you guys at. Website, social media, all of where they can contact. When these courses do and this academy do it, you know, they start saving up, stack that money up to pay for the course.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? To get in and not just check out the interview, but actually invest your time while you're watching this into these guys. You guys are a segue to success, and I'm glad to know you guys personally.
Yeah, so we can all give our personal Instagram, but like they said earlier, the company Instagram is Rent for Leisure. It's the company Instagram, and then on there we have a link tree that has all our fleet of cars on there, so that way you can kind of view our cars from there. My personal Instagram is Coach Murph2, and I let them two go.
My personal Instagram is Got My 12 Acres. We actually do have 12 acres. You know, that ain't no cap. That ain't no cap. So we got 12 acres out here as well. So like I said, we trying to build this movement, man, that we could bring everybody with us. You know, many people who want to come and many people who want to jump on the Family Talks community, come rock with us.
Just start asking questions.
Yes.
I'll be pushing out a whole lot more. It's nice to be able to be in person with you guys, sit down here once in a while, bro. But to really be locked in and just to watch the change that's gonna happen, you know, I've been truly blessed. Over and over and over and over. Just
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Nah, bro. We appreciate you, bro. Like John, you don't know, bro. We've been watching each other for a little minute now, and your grind is unmatched, bro. Like you don't know how motivating you is just seeing you do your thing. Yeah. It motivates us on the back end as well, bro. Like that's why we gonna do some stuff together. We gonna do some stuff together. Stay tuned to the collab, man.
And once again, tell them where they can find you at, and we can close it out, man. Go ahead.
All right, so my Instagram is ADM_101.93. I know that's.
We got to give my man's another Instagram.
Yeah, bro. We working on that tag. Every time you tell somebody, hey, I gotta spell it out for you, man.
Yeah. And that's what I'm used to do. I'm like, bloop, but I know you can't reach that many people. But yeah, like my guy said, man, we working on something right now that we gonna roll out to the people here in the near future, and we just want everybody to be on their toes and looking out for it because the way we've been going, like we know people been seeing our progress, but now it's like it's skyrocket.
Yeah, bro. But we appreciate everybody who tuned in. That will tune in. This is not the last that you'll see of our face. Go follow, like you said, our Instagrams, and then come tap in with us, man. We use some genuine guys, from the Midwest who just trying to develop our personal skills and take our family to another step.
If you're smart, you'll buy him some dinner.
Thank you again, John, man. We
man,
appreciate
you
you.
amazing, bro.
Man, thank you.
The love is unmatched, bro.
No, for real, what's up, man? Appreciate y'all rocking, man. Make sure I ask those questions.
Yes, sir.
Studios, these guys are great.
Yes, sir.
When you see them.
It's been real, Brody.
It's up.